Hi, this is the video for user story 2684 with the profile picture. The author is myself, Jesus Carrera, and the program owner and mentor is Dr. Masusa Jadi. Let's go to the user story. We can see our user story. It says the description is, as a user, I would like to upload my profile picture so that I can customize my experience while viewing my profile and others can see my picture as well. Acceptance criteria. If the user hasn't uploaded his/her profile picture, the picture should be static, but showing the user where to click to upload his/her own picture. By clicking on a Change Picture button, the user should be able to browse into his/her device to look the picture to upload. By accepting the selection, the new picture file should be saved to the database, and after saving the file, the new picture should be uploaded into Visual Component to reflect successful change. So let's go to it. As we can see first, if there is no picture loaded, we can see that this user, let me refresh this, has no image in the profile information, has no link to any image. So in that case, we are just uploading a dummy picture, which is a static client side. Now, that satisfied the first part of the acceptance criteria. Second part of the acceptance criteria, we can click on change picture. We can come out into our local computer and we can select the file we want to use to change the picture. That will satisfy the second part of the acceptance criteria. Now for the third part, we should, by accepting the picture, these two we're gonna see it at the same time. Profile picture is gonna be saved into the backend and it's gonna be shown in the DOM. So we go there, select the picture, and it's there. We also have over here notification that our picture was successfully uploaded. We can do it again. We select another different picture, and there it is. We have now the ability to change the profile pictures. So this user story was a huge deal of complexity and back and forth trying to solve this. We started with them at the very beginning with the inability to create users because we couldn't have access to the to the security questions, and without the security questions, we couldn't create users that had profiles. After a lot of trying to figure it out, our team ended up with two user stories, one by Dario, if I'm not wrong, and one more for Alejandro to solve this. Dario was working on bringing the the all the information in the production server to the development side, and Alejandro was working in the permissions for regular users to be able to change information because only super users were able to change information. After a lot of back and forth, I find out that I could manually either here at Breeze Home API or at the PostgreSQL database, I could create the users, the profiles, and link it to the users by hand. And then the struggle started. I spent different paths to solve this. I first tried to in the uploading part put it in the front end server in the at the same way that the previous dummy was hard coded, and that was of course no way to do it. After that I thought, okay, let's push the profile the picture to the backend server, but try to put it in the same table that is all the information over here. I was trying to put in profile one more field with the images that that was I wasn't able to find that. There was not much information about how to do that. Finally, I find out some interesting tutorials that helped me a little bit, but they were so simple, were only for images and nothing else in the whole system. So I end up doing something like that. As of now, I have a table just for images, and that made sense because in our profile, the only information about the image was only a link of the URL that points to that image, and that then I did. I did an entire new table. I have to go to the backend, create a new model. This user story involved a lot of backend working. New new table only for images, and now every time that we change the pictures, that image is saved here in the in this table, and then we do one more step to take the URL of that image and save it into the profile user. Even that the front end part wasn't as easy. It looks like them them the the onChange event in when we have an input which of type file, the onChange event doesn't bind to the scope, so we have to manually bind it, but also go and create their directive that we use before in the uh, user part of the platform. We didn't have no directive. We have to create an entire directive only to bind that. Of course, being the first time I work with Angular, being a React user for quite some time, it was such a problem for me to even understand why I had to do this, how to do it. It was a huge back and forth, but I think it showed me a lot of how this works, and I'm way better positioned to continue forward with more faster and better from now on. So after that, we figured that part. Then was also another issues, the how to work with files. It resulted that the files needed to use form data. Of course, I didn't know what a form data was, how to work with it. Just to make story short, this was an entire journey of learning, and that's why this user story that we allocate 2 weeks for it, it end up taking three and change. That's it. Thank you.